there, Pyros. How are you all doing? My name is RatflameGamesHD, and welcome back to some more Minecraft. Today, we are not in an adventure map, or a sprint map, or this isn't one of my creations, or a redstone tutorial. We are in Antvenom's peaceful map, and I would like to address a few things that he mentioned in his third last peaceful map update. I believe it was the third last. If I can find it, I will link it. So I downloaded this map today, and I made a change to the cactus farm until I realized that he had made an update video on that. So I checked that out, and I came onto the conclusion that it's a bit simpler and a bit nicer and easier, and so I will be showing that today. So let us hop right into here. So there was first just, oh gosh, okay, let's just drop this in. This isn't supposed to be with me. There was first Antvenom's design, which wasn't automated at all. If we were to go out here, the cactus would collect here, and you would have to gather it and put it in the chest. Like most farms were like. It would just bring the item to a certain place, and then you would have to place it in a chest. Oops, I fell into the hopper. Okay. The second design was Antvenom experimenting with droppers. He made kind of like a dropper staircase and built it up to connect with the hoppers, and it will go into the chest. The problem with that was that if there were too many pieces, it would kind of break the system. So he had like some type of controller over on that side, which kind of controlled how much cactus could go in at one single moment. And that would control the entry long enough that there wouldn't be a problem. Anyways, and then someone called Jack6886, one of Antvenom's fans, built a system where it's kind of similar to this, only it was just slightly bigger, not like substantially bigger. Just, yeah. And it's kind of like this, it's just that as soon as his design had this straight dropper line, and it had something similar to this, not very different, but the only thing different was there was a difference in how the droppers each would sequentially activate. And mine is this, basically. It is the dropper line, the hopper dropper line, and the cactus will go in there. And apologies, but all this flowing water is seriously making my game lag, and considering Antvenom's map is huge, like 160 megabytes or so, I wouldn't expect any less. So let's explain a little bit of what is going on here. First of all, there is an item in this hopper which cannot move on to the other hopper because this is a 2-hopper clock, because of that torch powering this hopper. Now, as soon as an item goes into a dropper here, namely our piece of cactus, yeah, there we go. It showed it for a split second there. This will activate because it detected an item in the dropper, which would activate that redstone dust, which would turn off that torch for a moment. Now, before that torch is turned off, however, when the item comes in here, this block is already being powered, and it's right next to this dropper, so the dropper is being powered, and it moves up to here. As soon as this moves on to the other side, this will turn off, and this will turn on, powering this dropper, which will move it onto this one, and that block will get powered, powering this dropper, moving on to the next one. When the item, and then the top one will be off instead of on. Once the item comes back, it will look like this again, and the item will be in this dropper, this torch will turn on, and it will move up onto the hopper line. There's two reasons why I made it, well, there's three. First of all, I didn't even know that somebody had updated this sequence, basically, or whatever, this farm, okay? I didn't know somebody updated this farm for Antvenom, and that's the first thing, because then I looked over his video like 10 minutes after building this, like, oh, wait, somebody already did that on his map. Then, the other thing is, this was a little bit complicated. First of all, Antvenom's dropper stairs were super duper complicated, but I'm a redstone noob, so even with Jack6886 design, I really didn't understand how it worked, because I mainly came into this map to just observe the redstone and how it works, because there's a lot of stuff that involves redstone in this entire map. And then I built this super duper simple design. I would think that somebody before me had made a clock like this, which would turn on only if there was an item there, because, you know, there's so many YouTubers who make videos on redstone, but in my knowledge, I'm the first one to make this. I'm not saying I'm the inventor yet, but I'm definitely the first one in my knowledge to showcase this. So, another thing is that even though you're not going to be in the map like forever, or you're not going to be in the map just in this one area for the cactus farm, you're going to be going... Cactus, go back in. You're going to be wandering around. But before, this would make some noise. Like when the item would go up the droppers, it would make some noise. Like only two things of noise. Now I stopped even that. When an item goes through, there's not a single bit of noise at all. It silently goes through. I will show that every time, Cactus. So, here. See, you didn't hear anything from over there. Nothing. This is completely silent and booyah. So, that's the first issue. I would love to show this to Antvenom, but he did say that he wasn't going to see the email that Jack6886 sent for the update. So if he doesn't see this, I'm not going to be too worried about it because I would know why he didn't see it. Now, the second issue, he said, is that he couldn't make this a completely auto furnace where, you know, a piece of cactus could possibly just go in and you would get the item out back into the chest. Now, this is a little bit more it's not exactly complicated, but it's a little bit different to make. But I can't show it here because there's also that other line, and I don't want to disrupt that right now. So I'll be back in a bit. I will show you an auto cooker that I have created. Alright, so now we're back into a different world. This is actually something I wanted to showcase in a separate video series, and I will. But I'm going to use this to explain how, you know, the auto cooker works. Because Antvenom clearly said that there was a problem with getting items into the furnace itself. It would be glitchy. And there's a very easy fix to that. For starters, to make an item enter a furnace for the top slot, which will be the item smelted, it has to enter through a hopper from the top. Just the top, no other direction, none of the sides. If an item does enter through the side, which it enters through that hopper, which connects to this, which connects to the furnace, it will enter as fuel. So now we have 16 coal. If we pop a few more bits over there, now we have 20 coal, because it entered through the side. So let's get some, actually let's get some beef, because I know how much Antvenom likes cow meat, because they're annoying and stuff like that. So we're gonna put some there, and you can already see the furnace is working on its own. Are the items going in, or are they falling down? Okay, they're going in. So you can see the furnace is already working on its own. And, oopsie daisy. So what I have built here is the exact same thing I did with the cactus farm, even though if he makes it in his map with the cactus farm, it's not going to be this tall. It's maybe going to be just one more dropper, but it has the same basic concept, no noise, and once the food is done cooking, it'll come collect over here by going to that hopper, connecting to this, the same idea of turning that torch off, turning this on, and so that works like a charm in that sense. Now, what else was I trying to say? Okay, so this is basically it. I actually don't have anything else to say, so this is how it would work. What I would do is, well, he would know this better than me, considering he's been in this game longer than me. He's been playing this game longer than me. I mean, he says in his Twitter, Minecraft is reality, so I mean, yeah, maybe he is in this game. But maybe there could be like a lever, like beside the furnace or something, that would control a hopper, in the sense that the cactus would either, if the switch is off, or would go into the chest, or if it's like on, it'll go into another hopper, which will come into the furnace, and it'll auto cook, and it'll auto collect in the same chest. So I'm just showing off. The main part is that this is how a furnace works if it's automated. It's that the item to be smelted needs to enter through the top, and the item that's the fuel needs to enter through the side. That's really just about it. It's a little complicated, but or you might wonder, like, why? Why can't you just do it like in brewing, where if you enter items in one order, they'll go into specific slots, and in another order, they'll go into other slots? It could have been like that. It could have been much easier like that as well. But in my opinion, in the case of the cactus farm, it would be a little bit more complicated because you would need to control when the coal goes. But anyways, Pyros, that's about it. I think I'm done replying to Antvenom. And I hope you enjoy. Not really as much enjoy as actually understand how this works. And I will talk to you guys later. So take care.